look, the fourth and 9 throw, I was like, it's over. It's a wrap. He's MVP. He's between the left-handed throw he made on the run earlier in the season to a few of the other sidearm throws to this year. If he doesn't complete this 4th and 9 pass, the game is over, and Baltimore's pulled the upset. Yeah. There's 2 defenders chasing. They got him out of the end zone, out of the pocket, and he drops a dime on Tyreek Hill like 40 yards down. It's incredible.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers is the only other guy that could make plays like this.
Yeah.
He's the MVP.
Oh, kind of a dated response, though. It's amazing.
Early on, I thought he was the MVP. Then Drew Brees caught up. Now he's overtaking Drew Brees.
Not even mad at that, but when did he overtake Drew Brees? It wasn't this moment. It wasn't this game. It was when Drew Brees lost to the Dallas Cowboys, gave up 127 passing yards, and we still came on this show, and I heard Jason Whitlock tell me Drew Brees still the MVP. I said,
No, I said it's not over at that time.
Okay, but you took a little off the fastball, a little off it, right? Because I'm grading the MVP like you grade the Heisman. Like, hey, Tua, you had a bad game, you out of there. That's how they graded the Heisman. Tua lost the Heisman because of one game. Drew Brees, you lost your MVP a week ago. And then this was the exclamation mark, the stamp that lets you know that I was the MVP the entire season. And you guys were excessively exaggerating what my demise, because he had a game where he threw 6 touchdowns and had 5 turnovers.
He's got to play the Chargers this week, Marcellus.
Oh, I know that's going to be real. That's the battle for first. That's going to be real, battle for first. But to me, being the MVP, and Drew Brees lost it more than he took it back.
He's been the MVP. I think he is the MVP, and we will find out that at the end of the season. When you look at what he is able to do, his pros outweigh his cons. He could throw a bad interception, and we're like, he'll be back. Because of what we saw in the 4th quarter, 4th and 9, his ability to elevate his team and make the plays for his team in clutch moments. In basically year 1 of his professional career. I understand it's year 2. From a learning and experience standpoint, though, it's year 1.
Yeah.
And we have not seen this. He's 4,300 passing. He's first in passing yards, first in TDs, passer rating. He's 3rd. He has 3 games left. He could throw for over 50 touchdowns this year, over 5,000 passing yards. All he needs is 3 touchdowns a game. Like, it's a no-brainer. Like, why are we even having this discussion?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I like Drew Brees, obviously.
We all do.
Yes, I like Drew. I thought Drew Brees was the MVP until a couple weeks ago. So, I would have, if that's the vote, if I would have had a vote a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, before they lost to the Dallas Cowboys, I would have said, yeah, Drew Brees is the best. Because the only thing that I don't like about Patrick Mahomes is that he does turn the ball over. He's got that gunslinger mentality, but it's going to be beautiful. It's a beautiful thing when it works out. He is recreating my image of what a quarterback should do. From a mechanic standpoint, he's doing things like Pistol Pete Maravich when he came in and started doing all the crazy things that people really hadn't done before. They've done things like that, but he was doing it consistently. And I think you're going to see he's creating a new brand of quarterback to me. A lot of these young kids are watching it in high school now. These no-look passes. Who does that with quarterbacks? Right. No one does that. The left-handed throws. His mechanics, he's like Gumby. He's like a shortstop. Derek Jeter throwing somebody out at first base. He's doing things that I've never seen. So I would give him the MVP at this point for sure. But it's not over yet. Drew Brees, he goes on the road next week, and then he comes back in that dome. Drew Brees is lights out and efficient. Quarterback rating is through the roof. He doesn't turn the ball over. We'll see those last 2 games that he plays at home throughout the season. But right now, betting man, all money's in on Patrick Mahomes for sure.
My second thought, other than this guy's the MVP, my second thought watching that game was, this is why Lamar Jackson will always be very limited. When you watch Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes on the same field, and you watch how precise the play callers have to be in Baltimore. And I know this is Lamar Jackson's 4th or 5th game, and Patrick Mahomes has a little bit more on-field experience, so another year in the league. But when you see how precise, when they're trying to do things with the running game, and then you have a kid who can get out of the pocket, off script, and fix your play call just with his arm and his imagination. I think Baltimore is chasing fool's gold with Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, to me, isn't a dynamic runner. He's not Michael Vick out of the pocket. And I just think his arm is so questionable. And if you listen to Tony Romo break down the game yesterday, I thought he did an excellent job. he pointed out a lot of the shortcomings of what's going on with Lamar Jackson right now, and I just think they were all on display watching Patrick Mahomes play.
Look, what he's doing is not sustainable, whether it's just the run priority at the quarterback position. Last 2 games, he's been knocked out of those games, so we obviously know that the hits are starting to take a toll on him. But I'm higher on Lamar Jackson than you are, it sounds like. And his shortcomings, I think that with a little tutelage, a little off-season training, and actually just letting him get the first-team reps consistently, I think he has a lot of arm talent. He has a lot of talents. He doesn't run as effectively as Michael Vick. We talked about this a little before. I saw that change in NFL culture when no one wanted to be Mike Vick after Mike Vick. I remember Donovan McNabb came on record when McNabb was a dual threat. I hated playing McNabb. I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. And he's like, oh, I want him to be known as a pure pocket passer. And then every single, mostly black quarterback is like, they hate that moniker. They hated it. And you can see even Lamar Jackson is running with 1 foot on the gas and 1 foot on the brake. I'm like, bro, commit. It's okay. No one wants to be known as the dual threat anymore. I hear you. But the thing about this is, if you look at Lamar Jackson, what you got to realize is that he just needs some coaching, man, because the skills are there. And don't compare him to Patrick Mahomes. That's a flashlight compared to the sun, brother. Everybody out there going to look like, damn, you are not Patrick Mahomes, including the great ones playing right now. Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback we got in this league.
Yeah, I think if I'm the Baltimore Ravens, I feel good about what Lamar Jackson does for my team. He's created wins. He's started 4 games. He's won 3 of them, lost obviously against a better football team in yesterday. But when he took over, it's like, okay, now the keys to who you are and what we're going to do is surrounding you. It's all about you. When we saw him in flashes early in the season, it was still a Joe Flacco offense. Right. All of that, the language, the input that he possibly had wasn't there. Now he gets to have input. You take on ownership now, and the guys around you take on your identity. And I think that that's something they can look forward to. Sustainability, question mark. Because we know in this now football, the National Football League, if you're not a pocket guy or you can't get rid of the ball on a dime accurately outside the pocket and not take those hits, it's not going to last.
Yeah, well, it's like if you're playing Madden football, you got to take the injury off, with this kid. Because if you can take it off of him, then yeah, I believe in him. And I'm happy for him. Let's use him until we can't. But that's not reality. It's the NFL. And like you said, it's a chopping a tree down. You're not going to chop it down with the first hit, but you just keep hitting it. He's going to get hurt, and I said it last week. Yep. It's not a matter if. It's just a matter of when. He's not going to I'd be surprised if he finishes out the season if they keep playing him the way he is. But if maybe I'm wrong, and if he can sustain and still stay healthy, then yeah, this is a great formula. I think they can make some noise in the playoffs. Nobody wants to play against that defense and the way they run the ball, even with the other rookie running back. With those 2 guys running the ball the way they do, Lamar, we only need you to throw 20 balls. That's it. And complete at least 13 of them. That's all we need.
I saw this as a close game that I thought Baltimore would win, and that's because I went into the game thinking he was a dynamic runner. And then I watched him run the way Marcellus is talking about, foot on the gas, foot on the brake. He made some business casual decisions in the running game. And then they got into a 2-minute offense right before halftime, and I could see how compromised they were, where they ran a play before the 2-minute warning that Tony Romo was right on target. Don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. But Baltimore was so concerned about his inability to get the ball downfield, they felt they needed the extra play more than they needed to run the clock, and so the Kansas City couldn't get the ball back. Of course, they didn't get the first down. Kansas City got the ball back before the end of the half, got some more points. It's so hard to call plays when your quarterback's not a pure passer, and then it's really, if you're going to commit to that running game and he's not going to be that dynamic of a runner, it's very limited.
Very eloquent. All that was cute. Didn't we have a bet?
We will square up. I forgot to Costa to
Square up when? What you mean?
We'll square up tomorrow.